Hello children, here's Minnie the Hedgehog. Minnie the Hedgehog has been part of the team of hedgehogs who have been stuck in lockdown and getting up to all sorts of naughty stuff, haven't you, Minnie? Yes, you have. She got locked in a garage for a while, didn't you? That's right. But this story is about Minnie getting out and meeting up with her mates Spike and P the Hedgehog. So, here we go. What else did you learn in lockdown, Minnie? Asked P the Hedgehog as they met up by the bins. Spike was there as well. In fact, he was there first to get the lion's share of the wood lice. P was left with the tiddlers, which were a lot harder to catch as they were faster at running away. Oh, nothing much, said Minnie. You've heard it all. There must be something, said P, who loved a good chat and looked completely unconvinced. Well, there was something, said Minnie. Well, go on, said P. Tell me. Well, I discovered a lot about love, replied Minnie. You know, like how valuable it is and where it comes from. Oh, said P dismissively. We all know about love. It comes from Hedgehog Rescue Headquarters. They were there for me when I needed them. But there's more to it than that, interrupted Minnie. Where does it come from in the first place? Dunno, shrugged P as Spike carried on munching. But he was eavesdropping as well, you know. Where does it come from? Where do humans find it? Where does it come from? And who loves humans in the first place? For hedgehogs, these were very big questions. P looked puzzled. Spike looked bored, but he did care about the questions deep down. Minnie offered to tell them a story to help them understand what she'd found out about love. If you sit down comfortably, she said, I'll begin. Once upon a time, long, long ago, in a faraway place in the east called Persia, one of our ancestors, a hedgehog called Panir, that's the Persian word for cheese, lived with his family in a beautiful garden filled with yellow roses. Persians were very fond of gardens, as they believed God had made them, and the Persian word for paradise was garden. They loved hedgehogs too, and kept them as household pets. And the job of the hedgehog was to eat as many pests as it possibly could. In exchange for this service, the human family protected the hedgehogs and loved them. They even made toy hedgehogs for their children to play with. Would you believe that? All that time ago? At night, when it was cool and dark and the stars came out, the Persian men would come out in their colourful pyjamas. That's another Persian word, by the way, as it is believed that they invented trousers at the same time as our ancestor Panir. They heard him go about his hunting mission, snuffling amongst the undergrowth looking for his food, while they had their sights set on a vast expanse of night sky, looking for the stars. No light pollution there then, interrupted P, and Spike nodded in agreement. The full-on glow of the streetlights and car headlights blotted out the stars for our friends and was hard on hedgehog eyes. No, said Minnie. Anyway, let me get on with the story. One night the men didn't come out, as they had all set off on a long journey to follow a star. Panir could understand that if it had been a particularly tasty grub, but a star, well, it must have been important. They discovered signs from the stars that a new star would appear and was rising, which would mean a new king was being born to the Jewish people in Palestine. And they heard he was to be a wonderful man, the Prince of Peace and the Son of God. They wanted to be part of this story, and so they set off on their camels to bring the new king gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. And the new king, they hoped, would bring God's love as his gift to the world. Now Spike and P had a long, hard think about this. Then Minnie continued, and guess what? Humans around us still remember the birthday treasures of the wise men from Persia brought, and they still remember the love that God's baby son brought into the world at Christmas in the middle of winter in Palestine, when all good hedgehogs are asleep, of course. So that's the end of one story by Minnie, but probably the beginning of another marvellous one.